What tools do you suggest for keyword research? I'm switching my specialization and need to update my AdWords campaign. Um, well, okay, so it depends if we're talking about AdWords or if we're talking about um, search engine optimization. It sounds like you're talking about AdWords. What I typically do, I kind of use broad match modifiers when doing AdWords. A lot of times, what I think about with AdWords is I think about what related terms can you target that will not be as competitive, but people would still be looking for if they're so here's a perfect example, DUI. We had a San Diego, a campaign in San Diego, a DUI attorney, and the cost of a click was just it was absurd. It was it was almost $200 a click at that point, and it may have come down since then. This is a little while ago. But what we found out is that people are searching. So the term like San Diego DUI attorney or San Diego, DWI attorney, which people even search DWI or drunk driving lawyer, different things like that. We found that those search terms were searched pretty heavily, but collectively they weren't searched as much as things that were related. So like San Diego DUI penalties or California DUI penalties. And you can target California and then limit your search to the San Diego area. So that's likely people that have been arrested in DUI. Because like, for example, like I'm in Florida. If I was arrested in Florida, I'm not going to search Lakeland DUI penalties. I live in Lakeland. I'm going to search Florida DUI penalties, So you can do things like that. Another thing is statutes. We would target the statutes. And I actually learned this by getting a speeding ticket one time when I was like 10 years ago or maybe like 12 years ago. I got a speeding ticket. And I used to work at a law firm. I don't know how many people know this, but before I got into marketing, I actually was planning to go to law school. I worked at the U.S. Attorney's Office and I worked at a private firm. And I decided that I really wanted to do something that was like kind of use my creative brain. And that's another story for another day. But one thing we always did is we always Googled the statute. So I got the speeding ticket. And I was like, let me Google the statute and see what the statute and see what this ticket is actually for. So what I did is I Googled it and they gave me a ticket for driving a school bus they actually wrote me a ticket for driving a school bus faster than 55 miles per hour. And I was obviously not driving a school bus. So I took it to court and I beat it. And that kind of gave me, it's funny because thinking about that later, I started thinking, well, I bet you I'm not the only one that Googled that searches the statutes and, the stuff when they, because you get arrested for a DUI and you're panicked and I've never had a DUI before, but I can imagine that your entire life is flashing before your eyes. You think you're going to lose your license, you're going to lose your job, you're going to lose your money, you're going to lose your house if you don't have a job. You're just freaking out, you're panicked, and you start Googling everything, which is like, it's like when you find, it's like if you have like some weird spot on your face, you start Googling it to WebMD. Same thing with a traffic ticket or a DUI. So what we found is that people were Googling the statutes that they're being arrested for. So we ran AdWords targeting those statutes, and we were able to get clicks for like $5 a click when people are paying DUI, like, $150, $200 a click for San Diego DUI lawyer. So like stuff like that. Just think about like what's the related stuff that people are searching for that isn't necessarily the exact match. That's what I would do. You can do things like, and like what questions are people asking? So like I love the website answerthepublic.com. You put in, if you go to answerthepublic.com, what's cool is you can go to, you search DUI, for example, and it basically, I think it's Google Auto Suggest. And it gives you all the questions that come back in Google Auto Suggest related to DUI. So, it says like, you just have to play around with it. It's a really cool website. But what I would do is I would go there and I would see what are the questions that people are asking about DUI. And then you can also search DUI, and then in Google, there's going to be a section that says people also ask, and at the bottom it's going to say related searches. Those are gold, because that's basically Google telling you these are searches that people enter people search for when they are looking for a DUI attorney. So that would be where I'd start. I'd go to Google. I'd start thinking outside the box, like what are some of the questions and concerns that people typically have. I would also use Answer the Public, and I think Keyword.io you could probably use also. I also have a tool called attorneykeywords.com that we're working on that's in beta right now. That if you go there right now, you can sign up for like $20 a month, and there's a ton of tools in there also that you can use.